guys, here we go. We're going to do a little bit of snow bouncing. And this is to check out all of the mods that I did to it. It's hard to see because it's so bright out, but the lights are on. The only thing I forgot to do that I was going to do was I was going to put the ESC into crawler mode. But it's definitely a lot more stable. Whoa. Pay attention to where I'm going. I was going to put a crawler system in there, but now that I got it geared down, it's you can actually crawl it. And one thing nice about a non-censored is they're very zippy. Like when you hit it, it goes. There's no hesitation. So if you want to, just like that, you just crack her and away it goes. This thing is definitely fun though. Now that I've got it lowered, tighten up the sway bar. I mean, it's so stable. Whoop. If you didn't notice, I also changed the bumper on there. Put an aluminum bumper on. And even though I geared it down, she's still plenty fast. And this is on a 3S battery. Whoa. The good thing is everything I did to help the handling, pretty much just adjustment. The only part I actually had to add was some fuel tubing I put inside of the shock on the shock shaft to lower the rear shocks. I was going to pick up another set of front shocks, but because you can't get parts yet, because everything's still sitting on the docks from China, I had to improvise, but it's working really good. I might just leave it the way it is. But I lowered it about 25 millimeters in the back and about 10 millimeters in the front. And I did some playing around with some Redcat Gen 8 parts, and they fit in there in the diffs, the spool, the gears. So what I'm going to do to help with torque twist is I'm going to get the Gen 8 underdrive gear set and put it in both the front and the back, and that'll give me about a 10% reduction in gearing. And then if it's geared too low, I can just gear up the pinion gear. I was hoping to do a backflip. I was doing those yesterday, but I missed it by a little bit. But yeah, this is just one of those trucks you can take it out, play on a sand pile, play on like a little hill or something like that, and it's just a blast to drive. I mean, plenty of power. It jumps really well. Whoa. Uh-oh. And as far as issues, I have had I broke the rear pinion shaft off. And luckily the Gen 8 parts fit in there, so for now I'm just running one out of my spare axles I got sitting around. And the reason that broke is I was jumping and I landed on a rock and it busted it off. Because it's sintered metal, it's really hard, but they're brittle, so if you hit something like that, it breaks it off. And that's another reason I want to run the Gen 8 gears in there for the underdrive, because those are actually steel machine gears. So from every other thing that I've checked and how much I beat on this thing, that's probably about the only thing that's going to break, and this thing should be really good. You can see there's still some torque twist after I tighten up the sway bar, and but it doesn't torque steer really anymore. And before it would always lift up one front tire, so it's a lot better. Oh boy, I'm walking, and I don't got boots on. I can't wait for summertime, let me tell you. Even though playing on these snowbanks is fun, I have a gravel pit just basically, it's right across the road, so I can go over there whenever I want. So I'd rather play in the gravel pit. That's my favorite thing to do. I really like just jumping, because that's like probably a 70-degree angle on there, and it just launches it right up. But if you can't tell, it tips over way less than it did in my first video. It's one of those things, I always take them apart, get it tuned the best I can, and then I decide if I'm going to keep it or sell it and buy a different one. But after the tuning, I'm definitely keeping this one, and probably getting another one to make into a monster truck, unless Redcat decides to release one, but we won't know that for a while yet. Whoops. Knock all that snow out. Oh, crap.